From LALATE News headquarters in Santa Monica, this is Mornings LALATE.
It's a huge Sunday morning here on Mornings LA with incredible great news about your fourth stimulus check of 2021 update today. In this recording, we're going to go over the breaking news that came in on Friday that confirmed this reporting of this channel for over several weeks. The vote is underway, and the reconciliation has officially begun, even though it began before Friday. We're going to go over how much you get under these fourth stimulus checks, the Senate bill, Senate proposal, and the House bill. Then the second part of the recording, we can go over the fifth stimulus that raises your benefits up a lifetime amount and changes you across the board. And then in the middle of the recording, we go over the thousands of dollars you can get right now. Very exciting as more viewers get that money. The toast is toasted. The butter is buttering. I'm here. You're here. Let's get to it. It's Mornings LA. Sunday morning, and wow, you are kicking it through the weekend, and I'm so glad you're here. I am here with you all weekend long. And how's the weather where you're watching? Tell me where you're watching from, and how's the weather? It is dark and gloomy and cold here in Los Angeles, in Santa Monica. And you would never know it is May. Well, now it's almost June. So you would absolutely have no idea. It feels like it's February, but I'm loving it. So hope you're loving it where you are as well. Boy, I got a lot of breaking news for you this morning in the fourth stimulus check update of 2021 today. We're going to go over the 8 breaking news stories that culminated with that incredible announcement from Chuck Schumer, leader of the Senate, on Friday that confirmed all the timeline reporting of this channel over the last few weeks. Congratulations. Then the second half of this recording, we go over fifth stimulus that raises your benefits up, including my veterans, who also get a stimulus check. And then the middle recording, we go over the thousands of dollars you can get right now, including my veterans. And I salute my veterans for their service during all their tours of duty and their service to the country, and their families that supported them during their service on this Memorial Day weekend. And boy, what a weekend it is. So thank you for joining me, and what a day it is. This is LALATE. Make sure you subscribe. The only 24-hour day, 7 days a week financial news channel. Literally 24 hours a day. Minutes before this, we just ended our 15-hour live show, and that was our most watched overnight show ever. 15 hours. I think it was over 200 new subscribers just from that show, nearly 10,000 views. So hit that subscribe right now. 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record in 1 year. We are on fire. Next stop, 1 million. I want you part of this family. Also like this video. And if you've not become a member, consider becoming a member. Let's get right to that fourth stimulus. There is a fourth stimulus bill from Jalopal in the House and the fourth stimulus proposal from the Senate Democrats. Let's compare and contrast. The Jalopal bill in the House provides a monthly stimulus check for the remainder of the pandemic plus 1 year. The Senate proposal provides a stimulus check from July till December. If you're in the live chat just after 9 o'clock, and we are on time today, get ready to vote Senate or House, but not just yet. Let's look at the monthly amounts. The House bill provides a stimulus check, $2,000 the first month, $1,000 thereafter. The Senate proposal provides an amount unknown, but word on the street is it's this. Wow. That is incredible. $2,000 a month over 6 months, $12,000 a person. That is one person. Or $1,400 a month over 6 months. That is $8,400 a person. Now, before you vote, if you're watching me live at about 9 o'clock Pacific Standard Time or 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, don't vote yet, because let's go into the macroeconomics at issue. And the macroeconomics at issue suggests that the pandemic may be over for legislative purposes. If that's the case, then Jalopal's bill would provide a pandemic check, not for the pandemic plus 1 year, but a check for 1 year, which would be 12 months of stimulus checks under Jalopal's bill, And 12 months under Jalapal's bill is $13,000. Let's compare that against this. Yes. 6 months versus that for Jalapal. So now vote. Senate or House, which one you like? And we're doing great. I mean, viewers are just sort of split on their vote, which I love it. So which one do you vote? Senate or House? If you're on the live chat right now, if you're watching later in the day, drop in the comments and tell me where you're watching from and how's the weather. All right, let's go to the other incredible details about who's getting paid and how you're getting paid on this forced stimulus. First, who gets it? You do, including my veterans. If you make less than 75,000 single individual, you get the forced stimulus check. Married couple, 150,000 or less, you get the forced stimulus check, double it. And then a household 4 or less, you get the forced stimulus check, quadruple it. And then if you are on benefits, you get it, including my veterans. So SSI, SSDI, Social Security, railroad benefits, veterans benefits, you get the forced stimulus check. Is there a different stimulus check amount for adult dependents, minor dependents, or any other individual? No. So everyone would get the same amount. It would also not be taken out for taxes because it's not income. And it would not come in a wave because it cannot come in a wave. It's a monthly stimulus check. And we do not know anything yet about child support, but we do know that they represent when the vote is. Remember, I'm a reporter, I'm not a legislator. I'm reporting their representations, and we heard more about them Friday. And they confirmed what I've been telling you for several weeks, that the final vote would be no later than July 4th. That means you would get a check in the month of July, for the month of July, in the month of August, for the month of August. Wow, but I am not done there yet. I got Chuck Schumer's statement from Friday. I have all the breaking news that led up to his statement, and it's all cumulative, it is all snowballing, and it all follows a natural progression leading up to the vote. So I have all that details coming up in just a second. But let me give you a preview of the second half of this recording. In the second half of this recording, we're going to go over fifth stimulus. And in fifth stimulus, everyone's benefits will be raised up, including my veterans, SSI, SSDI, Social Security, railroad benefits, veterans benefits. And then they'll apply a new benchmark, and that benchmark will be inflation. Well, in the second half of this recording, you're going to see why that benchmark will change your benefits not for 1 year, but for a generation, a lifetime. It's just wonderful news. But now let's turn to some big free money. And folks, you are killing it. You are killing it. We are not going more than 1 hour at a time without a viewer saying, I got money for rent, I got money for utilities, I got money for SNAP, I got money for something this, I got mortgage assistance, I got this. You are killing it, and I'm loving it. Why? Because we don't track checks on this channel. We cash checks. And you are cashing checks, people. Keep it up. If you've had a success story, drop in the comments in the live chat, in the pinned comments, in the comments of the video, or on social media so other people see it. It inspires other people to get the money. And if you haven't gotten money, you're going to get it starting right now. So get a pen and paper ready. I got my pen ready. And if you've gotten money, stay with me because I'm going to get you more money. Stay to the very end of this video because I got a lot of money to get you. All right, we're going to start with $350 billion. Well, not $350 billion for you, but $350 billion has landed in your city, counties, and states last week, and it's landing next week, and you can go get it. What is it for? It's for rent. It's for utilities. It's for mortgage assistance, and it's for homeowners' utilities. Let's go over where you get it and how you get it. First, it's going to be in 6 locations, and every location has a different eligibility. So if one says no, don't worry, you can go to the next one. Second, if you reach out to one and you get a yes, understand they all have different pots of money. We like that, lots of pots of money. All right, get that pen and paper ready. Okay, here we go. You're going to look for rent first, and that will be in 6 locations: City Hall, City Housing Authority; County Hall, County Housing Authority; State Hall, State Housing Authority. The key word you're going to say is rent assistance because of COVID. Rent assistance because of COVID. You're not going to say stimulus. You can say Biden Economic Recovery Act. But the rent is a lot of money. It's about $5,000 of rent for 4 to 6 months. Then there's money for utilities. For mortgage assistance, you reach out to the same locations and just switch the word mortgage, rent, with the word mortgage help. And then the money for homeowners utilities, it's great as well. A couple $100, a couple $1,000. Tim got money 2 days ago. Linda got money yesterday. Viewers are getting money for utilities, 500. If you get 100 or 500, we are winning here. I'm loving it. So keep on pushing. But guess what? I got more money for you. And it's over here. It is Snap. And it's one of the big success stories of this channel. We're going to go over what is Snap, how much money it is, how you get it, and all the details starting right now. First, what is SNAP? It is money for food, and it's administered by the Department of Agriculture, DOA. So you're going to reach out to them, Department of Agriculture, to get it. You can also reach out to 211 and get connected over. Eligibility is almost about the same as a stimulus check. And then how much is it? It's a fortune. A family of four in Hawaii gets upwards of $16,000 a year. Wow. Why so much money? Because of two executive orders, one from Trump that raised one from Trump and one from Biden that collectively raised everyone's benefits up 15% for 1 year. So go get it. We're doing great. $16,000 for SNAP in Hawaii, $5,000 for rent, and we're only 11 minutes into this video. Well, let's kick it out of the ballpark with two more items, and one viewer got $5,000 for this. It is money from your state. I'm going to go over how much money it is, how you get it, and when you get it. All right, what is this money? Oh boy, it's a lot. It is the money that you had to repay back to your state for unemployment benefits when they had a computer error. So the federal government has identified states as overpaying you unemployment benefits at some time during the last year due to computer error, and then asking you to return it, and you did. Well, the federal government says, no, that was your money to keep, and has now ordered the states to return the money back to you. Wow, can you imagine? So now, how do you get the money? On the bank account that you have on file with your unemployment department. Finally, when are you going to get the money? Reach out to your respective state. Every state is different. All right, the next pot of money, you may have heard me say this yesterday, but I gotta say it again. It's just a wonderful, heartwarming story. The next pot of money is money back from IRS to you. And while I've been telling you that I had one viewer who got the money for $2,000 already back from IRS, people have been asking, has anyone else gotten it? And this viewer saw people asking that comment. So you know what he did? He knew that he could find me in the live chat for Overnight Crypto. So he found me there and he said, LLA, can you please tell viewers, I just got the money Friday, this last Friday. I want them to know that they need to stay positive and remain motivated because I got it and they will get it too. Isn't that wonderful? Isn't that wonderful? That is the spirit of the Purple Power. Someone trying to help someone else, help all of you, hundreds of thousands of you every day, and say, I got it, stay calm. So that is just wonderful. Let's go over this money. It is money coming back from IRS, Treasury. Let's go over how much it is, how you're going to get it, when you're going to get it, and tracking tools to follow when it's going to land. All right, first, how much money is it? It's a lot. He got a couple thousand, someone else got $2,000. It is money coming back for Treasury. Treasury and IRS is returning the amount that you paid on your 2020 unemployment taxes to IRS. Let's look at an example. Let's say you had $9,000 of unemployment assistance. You paid a total $5,000 tax bill to IRS, of which $4,000 was your taxes on the unemployment benefits. Congratulations, you're getting back $4,000 in a check from Treasury. All right, let's go over how do you receive the money. In a check, as I just said. The only case in which it's not a check is when there was on your tax return a direct deposit account. So this is very important that you're laser focused on looking at that mail and being surgical and going through it very slowly over the next few weeks, because the check is super thin, super thin. It's a beige or white envelope and with a beige check in there, and you could totally misplace it if you don't look slowly through the mail, so please do. Finally, when are you receiving the money? It's important to understand that IRS said that the checks would be sent out by the end of May, not received by the end of May. So you'll likely receive them over the next 2 weeks. Finally, when can you actually track the check? Well, 75% of the time, an IRS tracking tool works. So where is that? It's at irs.gov. Go to irs.gov, sign in, you set up a username and password, put in a social security number, and then track your social security number. You will see the tax return you filed, the taxes you paid on that tax return, and then the refund coming back to you. There you go. Boy, we are kicking it. It's Mornings LA. The only thing that could be better is some bacon. But since we don't have bacon, I have the next best thing. multiple stimulus checks. We're going to go over Chuck Schumer's breaking news statement from Friday. And then we're going to go over all the news statements, no less than 9 breaking news statements that led up to Chuck Schumer's amazing statement on Friday. I am really excited for you. So let's go over all the details. And we start with Chuck Schumer's statement on Friday. And his statement on Friday was exactly as I had been reporting. All right, on Friday, Chuck Schumer basically said the following. The president can continue to meet with whoever he wants to meet with, but for purposes of writing a bill and having it a law, this will become law by the first week of July. We will call the vote by the first week of July, and we are underway with reconciliation, and we will be voting on these bills promptly. Wow, there you go. Unbelievable. Now, the timing of his statement is exactly as I confirmed. The substance of a statement, exactly as I had confirmed. So every single thing came 1, 2, 3 as promised. So now let's go back over the cumulative news statements that were breaking all this last 7 days. Huge breaking important news statements because they all created a domino effect leading up to Chuck's statement on Friday. First, it started with Jalopal. Remember when Jalopal wrote that House bill for the multiple stimulus checks, $2,000 and $1,000 per month, pandemic plus 1 year? When Jalopal wrote that House stimulus bill, the monthly stimulus check bill, Jalopal got over 100 House Democrats to write a letter to the president saying, we like this so much, we are going to put this into the fourth stimulus package. Well, guess what happened that caused Jalopal to make the ball rolling? Jalopal, about a week ago, wrote Chuck and Nancy a letter and said the following: call the vote. Call the vote. What are you doing? What are we waiting for? We're not going to have bipartisan support. Call the vote. And that letter, by all accounts, started the ball rolling. Because now you see, Chuck is calling the vote. As I go in and out of focus, there we go. So Chuck is calling the vote. So when Jalopal wrote that letter to Chuck about a week ago, guess what? It gets better than this. Over a dozen House Democrats co-signed the letter, and guess who they are? Part of the same people who wrote the president letter saying we are putting multiple stimulus checks into the fourth stimulus package. Wow. Now, it even gets better than that. A week ago, this last Friday, 7 House Democrats wrote the president a letter. And what was their letter? We're going to work with you to put multiple stimulus checks in the fourth stimulus package. This was just a week ago. And so what does that mean, work with him? It's a euphemism because the president doesn't write bills. They write bills. But who are these people to say they're writing the bills? They are on the House subcommittee that is solely and exclusively tasked with the duty to write about stimulus checks in all the stimulus packages, the House Ways and Means Subcommittee. Oh boy, this is big. So these are 7 of the people who actually write the bill in the House level about multiple stimulus checks. And they said to the president, we are going to put it in there. And it was only 7 days ago. It can't be any more obvious than that. I think Captain Obvious is walking through the set if I don't go out of focus again. There I go. I went out of focus again. Yeah, he probably just walked through. We just didn't see him. And so there you go. I mean, it's just incredible news. And then the president continued the news last Friday when he said, not this Friday, but the Friday before that, where he said, I'm going to give it 1 more week for bipartisan negotiations. After that, it's done. Well, guess what? They're done with bipartisan negotiations. He said, we're calling the vote. It continued this last Tuesday when the president of the United States had an incredible double whammy of breaking news that was very complicated. So I'm going to slow this one down. The corporate tax rate is currently 21% in the United States, and the president proposes to raise that to pay for 4th stimulus. He originally wanted it higher, and the moderate Democrats said, no, Mr. President, you're a little too high, bring it down. So he did. Deal. That was about a month ago. That was good news. So what did he do on Tuesday this last week? Well, he reported they had reached out to the G7 countries and gotten them to informally agree upon a higher 15% minimum global corporate tax rate. Well, what's a global corporate tax rate? What does that mean? It means that if a company is in the United States, like California, it will be less encouraged to move operations overseas, let's say to France, because now the global corporate tax rate is higher. They won't save that much money, basically. So that was the first part of the news. The second part of the news was shocking. The president told insiders that as forced stimulus is then approved, after forced stimulus is approved, he will reach back to the G7 countries to get them to sign on the dotted line about this global minimum corporate tax rate. And if those countries do, then he'll drop our corporate tax rate lower. 4 stimulus checks and multiple stimulus checks and then a lower corporate tax rate. Can it get better than that? It does. It does, because on Wednesday, the three Republicans introduced a counterproposal to the president, and he said, "Sorry, not doing it. We're going to the vote." And then Thursday, the people you've been asking about did exactly what you wanted them to do. The Democrats of the Senate, who you've been asking a lot about lately, came out and said, we saw the counterproposal from the Republicans. We're going to the vote. We are going to the vote. And then Friday, it ended with Leader Schumer doing exactly what Jalopal had asked a week earlier, and hence the reason why I went over this chronology. He said, we're voting. We're voting. Get ready to vote. The president can have lunch with Jill or Mitch or or the Lobsters or Sirloin, whoever he wants to have lunch with. But we're voting. So get ready. I want you to get ready for something else. Rent. If you've had problems finding the rent, utilities, or homeowners assistance or mortgage assistance on your own, I want you to reach out to the volunteers because they can help you. Who are the volunteers and where are they located? There's a series of viewers just like you who are salt of the earth who have stepped forward to help thousands and thousands of viewers, and they are on the community page. How do you find that community page? You open the description to this video. In the description of this video is an emoji of a house. Next to that emoji of a house is the link to the webpage, news.lalate.com/community. Click that link, it sends you to the community page. On the community page is a picture of some cats at the top. Lower on the page is the volunteers are separated from Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And they can help you get that money and additionally internet. And with that, I'll be back in 60 seconds with more exciting news about fourth stimulus. Oh boy, it's heating up. And fifth stimulus, and a salute to our veterans, and a big surprise for you as well. Stay informed, stay focused. I'll be back in 60 seconds. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.lalate.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE Daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on Mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE. And the excitement's continuing right now on Mornings LALATE. The toast is toasting. The butter is buttering, literally, as you see right here. And the coffee's brewing. I'm here, you're here, and it is a beautiful Sunday morning. How are you? Hope you're having a beautiful Sunday morning. It is cool as hell here in Los Angeles right now. As I go in and out, focus there. It is cool this morning, so hope your weather is good. Drop in the comments where you're watching from and how's the weather. Sunday morning, Memorial Day weekend, and it's a great morning. Subscribe. 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record, 1 year. Next stop, 1 million. I'm next with you on Mornings Crypto in about 10 minutes after this. And viewers are already asking me crypto questions in this video, which is great. Someone's asking about AMC stock as well. Also, like this video. 2,000-3,000 likes. Let's do it. Thank you, Captain Sandy, for giving me the support. Get those likes up. If you're in the chat, hit that like button right now. And if you've not become a member, consider becoming a member. You're going to see the features of becoming a member in just a second. Fifth stimulus heats up this fall, and fifth stimulus will pay my veterans a lot more money than they're paying right now. That's what they represent. Let's go over why fifth stimulus will change you for a generation. It's incredible. So SSI and SSDI reform kicks in fifth stimulus, but it's not just for SSI and SSDI. Let's go over the details. They'll raise your benefit limits, then they'll add a new asset limit, remove the inflation benchmark, then remove the marriage penalty, and remove the income exclusion. All right, let's go over what that means. Let's figure out how this works, and let's go over the breaking news behind it. First, they're going to raise your benefits up a big amount one time under the fifth stimulus. Who's you? My veterans and everyone else. So SSI, SSDI, Social Security, railroad benefits, veterans benefits, survivor benefits. Then they're going to apply a new benchmark. That benchmark is inflation. Now, we know what inflation is. Everyone knows what inflation is, but what's a benchmark? Let me go over what a benchmark means. Every December, they write you a letter that says next year your benefits will stay the same or go up this amount of money. They're doing it off of the benchmark. The way a benchmark works is you either go up or stay flat. You stay the same. You never step down. Well, inflation will be your new benchmark, and it's incredible. Great news to have inflation as your benchmark. Why? Because inflation in December is expected to be the highest of an entire generation. And we're trying to figure out how high it's going to be. No matter how high it is, it's going to change your benefits incredibly. Let's go over this example. So Jeremy Siegel says 20%. The Federal Reserve out of Georgia says the growth will go from 4 to 10.5%, which looks like about 7% inflation. Analysts are saying 4 to 7% inflation. Let's just choose a number. Let's say 6%. This is how it would work. First, they would raise up your benefits. Then they would apply the benchmark. In December, let's say inflation 6%. So that would step you up 6%, not just for next year, lifetime. Because once you step up, you never step down. If the year after this, the inflation rate is 0, you don't step down, you're still at plus 6%. If for 5 years it's 0%, you're still at plus 6%. If the year after that, it's at 1% inflation, you step up an additional 1% on top of the 6%. It's mind-blowing great news. This is the time and place to be tied to inflation because this is when inflation is going to go through the roof and it'll raise your benefits up with that number. Wow, I'm really excited for you. Then they're going to apply a new rule, which is getting rid of that asset cap. Thank goodness. It's going to get rid of that 1980s law that says you can't have more than $3,000 on hand. Time to get rid of it just before you get those stimulus checks. Then they're going to remove the income cap. The income cap prevents you from working. It's a 1960s law, very old rule, that says you can't work and stay on benefits. It's going to go away, so you'll be able to work and stay on benefits. And finally, the marriage penalty is going away. Love will win. You will be able to marry your longtime love partner, love interest, and no longer fear losing benefits or being a victim of the marriage penalty if you are married. Wow. That's incredible. That's fifth stimulus. How does it heat up? 2-bill, 2-step, 2-month process like fourth stimulus. September likely to impact your benefits around like a November. And then the step up letter in December approximately. The step up benefits coming in January. Now, it's important to know that fifth stimulus has a lot of other things in there besides this reform for beneficiaries. There is money for single individuals. There's money for hazard pay. Someone asked in the live chat just now, something for hazard pay? Yeah, there's another round of money for hazard pay. There's money for single seniors who need assistance. There's a lot of money for a lot of people who are not families. And ironically, the president calls the fifth stimulus package the family plan, but there's a lot of stuff that's in there for single people. So that is one of the benefits of becoming a member. Members have access to, members are delivered daily from me, a list of what's in the third stimulus, what's in the fourth stimulus, and what's in the fifth stimulus. The community page sends them a private message once a day, and it's come also by the YouTube email account to them that shows what's in the third, fourth, and fifth. It's important to see that because in a 30-minute video, which we're at 29 minutes right now, there's not enough time to go over everything that's in the fifth stimulus package. It's also really important to, at minimum, subscribe to this channel. Why? Because July is just 30 days away, and there's a lot of stimulus packages overlapping. And you could look at one and think it's the other very accidentally. It's easy to make the mistake. Here's an example. In the month of July, there's a budget bill calling for a vote. It's not this budget bill. Yeah, there's another one. In the month of July, there are stimulus checks going out. Not the 4 stimulus checks I'm referring to in this video. There are other stimulus checks going out from the 3rd stimulus package. So yeah, 3rd stimulus and 4th stimulus are going out at the same time. They are. It could totally confuse you. So that's the value of being a subscriber. Finally, and 3 important messages to end with. First, the vote. It's important to understand how the voting works for the reconciliation process. I want you to understand that it is not a one day, one person, one moment vote, and then the checks go out. So I want to go over the 9 steps, yes, 9 steps, 9 voting steps that are required under the Constitution, not required by Chuck, not required by Nancy, required by our Constitution for us to follow. And there's no way to do it quicker than those 9 steps. The first half are procedural and the second half are substantive. Step 1, the House subcommittee has to vote on the procedure of the reconciliation. Step 2, the House floor votes on the total procedural bill. Step 3, the Senate votes on the procedural bill. Step 4, the President signs the procedural bill into law. Step 5, the House subcommittee votes on the substantive bill. That's those 7 guys with that House Ways and Means Committee on the stimulus checks. Step 6, the House floor votes on the substantive bill. Step 7, Step 8, the Senate votes during the 2-day vote-a-rama about the substantive bill, where they can introduce amendments, which we've always talked about on this channel, and that's what you would see the Senate proposal for the multiple stimulus check. And Step 9, the President signs into law. So I want you to understand that it's a 9 voting step process. Finally, I want to salute my veterans and their families. I want to thank you for your incredible support. I want to thank you for always being viewers of this channel. I have covered you from day one and covered you every single day in nearly every single video. When this channel was birthed last year, one of the very first videos I made when this channel had less than 100 subscribers was about, will veterans get a second stimulus check? No one had talked about veterans, SSI, SSDI, or SSA, or anything like that. And I talked about whether they would get a second stimulus check. With only a couple hundred subscribers, that video went to 3 million views, a YouTube record. No channel in the financial space ever goes viral at 3 million views of that small magnitude. Why? Because no one was speaking to your concerns and needs. And I continue to speak to your concerns and needs every day. Finally, it's important to understand that we remain positive and focused. It's a wonderful, tight-knit group over the Memorial Day weekend that are tuning in. But I certainly expect when Tuesday comes back, we will see some of the things that happened last week. That's why I've launched what I call now the Purple Power Positivity Push. So if you see anyone in the live chat that says something like, they're dragging their feet, the legislators, they can get this done in one day, you know now that that's substantively untrue. So be positive with them and say, no, it requires several steps. That's the Constitution. When you know information, it empowers other people, and share that information with them. But if it's a person that thinks that a reconciliation is a partisan process, it is. But we're not here to talk about the partisanship of it. We're here to talk about the money part of it. And that's how we stay positive. So with that, stay informed, stay focused. I'm going to see you in just 5 minutes from now as Morning's Crypto returns. And boy, Sunday's turning out to be a surpriser. Big surprise for the markets. I did not expect this coming. And then I'm back with you at 11 a.m. for Noontime LA, your big hit show. It's at noontime. Don't miss it. You're missing it like the last 2 days. Noontime on the West Coast, 1 o'clock on the East Coast. With that, subscribe, like this video, and consider becoming a member. The link's at the top of the chat and the pinned comment. Stay informed, stay focused. Have a beautiful morning, and I'll see you in just a bit with Morning's Crypto. And stay with LA.